It is my pleasure to introduce our first presenter, Lana. Lana lives in Edmonton, but she spends her summers at Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. And she and her family run an adventure education center we'll hear lots more about tonight, HeLa Ventures. Lana also serves on the board of directors for Paddle Canada and Paddle Alberta. And there's a quote here from Lana I'm going to share that's just a great way to begin. Lana says, "I am passionate about paddling and about anything that connects people to the outdoors. Paddling provides a pathway to beautiful areas of our country that people would not otherwise be able to experience." So Lana is a passionate presenter, and I'm going to unshare my screen and turn it over to Lana for her presentation. Thanks so much, Lana.
Thank you, Liz, and thank you, David. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you all. I understand that the goal of this organization, as Liz and David have said, is to get kids paddling. And I just want to share with you that that's what we have been doing for the last 35 years. And just want to share some ideas and some programs that we have been able to run. And just hopefully that this will generate that dialogue that David was talking about, that as we move forward with these webinars that I'm super excited about, that we can share the ideas that will help us to get more bums in boats. That's the whole goal of doing this. So I just want to talk a little bit about what HeLa Ventures is, where we are, or where we came from, and what we do, and hopefully that will generate some dialogue. So HeLa Ventures was established in 1987, so that means that we've been operating for 35 years. We have been running curriculum-based youth adventure programs from the time of our inception. We also run a guide training and education program, and all of these we do with the promotion of environmental stewardship. So I would say that if you look at our three pictures, our main focus is youth education, instructor training, and all of that is done with safety as the key priority. Oh, just a little picture. There we go. Okay, so just to talk a little bit about who we are. HeLa is owned and operated by my husband, Henry, and he is on this call tonight, and myself. Henry and I met in a university class many, many years ago, and we were inspired by a professor. His name is Professor Scott. He impacted us about working with youth, and he said that the way to reach youth was through the outdoors, and that created a pathway that became our passion and became the foundation to HeLa Ventures. Our educations both were directed in that way to be able to work with youth in the outdoors. When you look at our educations, you may kind of wonder, how does that actually work? But we took a lot of outdoor ed classes at the same time. Okay, so our mission. HeLa Ventures mission, we are dedicated to providing individuals, groups, and families with positive, safe, and educational outdoor experiences. And that's a great picture there of one of our programs with school groups where they've just landed off a river where they've been playing some rapids. Okay. I think something that we've learned along the way is that your staff are the backbone of your organization. I think that that's been said many times in many different areas, but we really truly believe that. And so we spend a lot of time and effort in training our staff and in making sure that our staff are happy and are able to meet with our groups and to provide that feeder program in which we're able to take kids from just starting in a boat to be able to be that trained and certified staff. So with that, we provide them with formal training, and that training is water-based, first aid-based, swiftwater rescue, and then we also train them in other areas of the outdoors, which also works towards providing those full-rounded programs. So they get formal training. We also believe that leaders only become leaders if they're mentored. And so we provide a strong mentorship in our training for staff. And all of that works back into our feeder program where we, again, have those staff work with young students who are motivated to be in the outdoors. So we'll talk a little bit more about the staff as we go. I just want to mention right now before we move on that a strong foundation of everything that we've done is Paddle Canada. Paddle Canada has provided the curriculum in which we've been able to utilize to be able to train our staff. And we're very proud of being able to say that Paddle Canada is the foundation of our programs. So our staff are trained and then able to provide programs in the Paddle Canada Lake program, right from waterfront skills up to advanced. And in moving water, same thing from the very intro into the advanced level. Camping, basic to the wilderness instructor, and in SUP, the intro to advanced. And all of those, again, are from that Paddle Canada program that we believe is so strong. So this is a model of basically the programs that we offer. And I'm going to go through each one of these tabs as we go so that it provides that understanding of the progression from someone who's never paddled before to someone who ends up being a certified and qualified guide. So that's the model that we've been able to employ, and it has worked in order to get kids in boats. So our school groups, that's the first one I'll talk about. Our school group programs have been the foundation of HeLa, and they are offered from May to October. They are curriculum based. So the curriculum that we provide is phys ed, outdoor ed, and CTS. So in Alberta, the CTS and CTF are basically a curriculum study where they're learning to become either employed or gain skills in some employable field. And so we focus on those. Our groups are normally between 20 and 30. We can do up to 100, but that would be divided into small groups. Usually the programs are 2 to 7 days. All of our programs meet the industry standards that are outlined by our Alberta safety schools. Most of our programs are custom designed. So when a teacher calls, we'll look at what it is they want, and we'll design a program around that just to ensure that we meet the curriculum that they are wanting to meet. With our paddling programs, we offer, primarily in the school groups, we offer an intro. That means that they are just learning and getting a brief introduction to each one of those programs. So that would be flat, moving water, SUP, and the camping skills. So from the school group program, we have another program that is called the Mountain Adventure School. And the Mountain Adventure School has been operating now for about 11 years. It is a summer school program. And so kids can come to camp, and in 1 or 2 weeks, they will achieve high school credits. The program runs for those students who are in grade 9 going into grade 10, and then all the way to grade 12. Once they graduated grade 12, they can still do our 400 program that still provides them with high school credits, but provides them a real movement into that working field. These are all based on Alberta curriculum. So at a glance, when we talk about the Paddle Canada programs, I want to focus a lot of what I'm talking about here on the Paddle Canada programs. When we look at the Mass 100, 200, 300, 100 is for those going into grade 10, 200 grade 11, and 300 grade 12 most of the time. In Lake, in 100, we offer just the canoe basics. In 200, they get their intro skills, and in 300, they get their waterfront instructor. In moving water, 100 and 200 are just a build on the intro skills so that in 300, they can actually achieve the curriculum from the moving water intro skills program. In SUP, they'll get their intro to SUP in 100, and they'll get their intro skills in 300. Camping, it's a progressional program. From 100, they get just an introduction to it. 200, they got their basic skills, and in 300, they'll get their wilderness skills. And all of these experiences evolve around their 2 weeks at camp. They will spend a variety or a good amount of the time at the facility, but going off to the lake and to the river and to the mountains. And then each one of these programs has an out trip. So in 100, they get a 3-day river trip. It says here 2 day, but it's 2 nights, 3 days. They will get in 200. We focus more on the dry land component, but they still get a couple days of river and a day of rafting. In 300, they do a longer section of the river, a 4-day river trip. And part of that program allows them to play. They have a full day where they can play on a certain level or certain area of rapids, and they work hard on developing some rescue skills, both self-rescue and rescuing others. So that's just a discussion of what MASS is. Then I've got a little video to give you a personal perspective. So these people who are talking about this are actually from the MASS program.
Mountain Adventure School to me is an opportunity to develop leadership skills with a group of peers in a non-judgmental setting. It's about pushing boundaries and growing as an individual in the community, discovering your inner self and learning about the environment. It gives kids a chance to dip their toes in the outdoor adventure field safely while still pushing yourself to learn and grow, meeting new friends along the way, and experiencing new adventures.
MASS is a program that allows students to delve into an entirely new learning environment and challenge themselves in ways typical school doesn't allow. By delivering curriculum in an outdoor setting with a new set of peers and coupled with the opportunity to experience a variety of outdoor sports, MASS facilitates growth. For me, it was a safe place to be where I wanted to be without any preconceived ideas, to make lifelong friends, to challenge myself, and to fall in love with the outdoors.
So that video was actually put together by one of our students. Kellen Martin was a student from MASS 100 to 300, and he put that video together for us. Okay, I just need to move off here. There we go. Okay, so that is MASS 300, and once you've graduated from 300, we have a program that is MASS 350, and it takes kids to the Churchill River in northern Saskatchewan. So Churchill River Trip, again, they get curriculum, they get CTS credits for doing this. It's a 10-day program, a couple of days on either side or travel. But the beauty of this trip is that they're actually planning it. So they plan it, they go get the groceries, they switch around in leadership roles. So they actually get to be what you would call junior leaders on this program. I have another little video that I'll show you just to present our Churchill trip. Okay, so that one was also completed by Kellen, and that's the MASS 350. Okay, so once they've completed MASS 100 to 300, they don't have to do 350 in order to move into our work experience program, but we have the work experience program for our graduates of MASS, and that's MASS 400. And in MASS 400, they do their 40-hour advanced wilderness first aid. They do a day of site orientation, and then they have the opportunity to choose to come and work for 2 weeks, and they work as a junior guide. And through that, they're very strongly mentored. They do get the opportunity to try some leadership roles, but it's always underneath that supervision of certified staff. And so it's just a great way for them to get their feet wet in terms of leadership. Most of these have finished grade 12 when they come into this program, and they're on their way into university. Okay. Then those programs feed into what we call the Adventure Leadership Practicum. I'll speak a little bit about this. The Adventure Leadership Practicum is a 3.5-month program, and it isn't always that it's mass graduates that come into it. We do have students coming from Canada-wide who may be interested in this program, but this program provides our ALP participants with a number of certifications, a number of certificates, and some leader awards so that it moves them closer into that guiding field. All of this is through a combination of formal training and work experience. So the first 2 months, July and August, are primarily, the first 2 months are May and June, and they're primarily formal training. They received 7 skills certificates, and these are primarily Paddle Canada. So they're intro and intermediate in lake, in camping, and in moving water, plus their intro skills in SUP are their certificates. Those move them into the opportunity for their certifications. So in Paddle Canada, they receive their intro lake instructors, their intro moving water instructors, and their intro camping instructors. They also receive their wilderness first responder, their wilderness advanced first aid, and their swiftwater rescue. Then there's 6 awards that they achieve through this as well. And these are areas where there aren't national certifications. And that includes hiking, interpretive hiking leader, biking leader, raft leader, orienteering leader, wilderness living skills leader, and a bike leader. So those are the leader awards that they achieve. And all of that then funnels down into our staff. So they may have come from a school group program all the way through Mass to Mass 401 to ALP, and that becomes the foundation of our staff. Our staff then are able to, again, lead those programs for school groups, and that just provides a little bit of a wonderful positive feedback loop. And there's a picture of our staff from 2021, a wonderful bunch of young people. Okay. So there have obviously been a lot of challenges as we've moved along the way, and there have been many, many rewards. I think probably the most rewarding for myself, and I'm going to speak for Henry as well, but I think the most rewarding part of it is to watch these young people grow. And we've seen them move into strong professional positions in the outdoors, some of them not in the outdoors, some of them in the teaching field. But it's been amazing to watch that, and it's always fun to see youth progress. That's all that I have to present. So I would love to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you very much.